Yo, what's good? This your boy Yangy 2-Time.
We back. It's your boy X, man.
Yeah, man. Today we're gonna be reacting to Kevin Samuels. He got the video with the 3-on-1 real debate. It's called "Modern Women Are Angry That the World Isn't Fair." But before we get into this video, make sure y'all like, make sure y'all share, and make sure y'all subscribe. Make sure y'all really hitting the subscribe button because every now and then we do the Kevin Samuels videos. So
you dig?
I've been here for a few minutes. Hey guys, how we doing?
We're good, Kevin. How are you?
Good. So the ladies are in the middle. Her name is Sable.
Amanda, but close enough.
Amanda. The woman to her right. Your name is
Adriana.
Adriana. And
why they acting like they don't want to talk to the brother, man?
Yeah,
it's like,
speak up.
Yeah,
speak up, alright? Speak up.
Janina. Okay, one of the things I kept hearing. My name is Kevin Samuels, by the way. Nice to meet you. One of the things I kept hearing is the notion of fairness. Why is that so important to you, Amanda?
I hate to admit it, but I do. Like, I'm half a man. I'm just a pretty girl, and I don't think that I should have to accept less in life because I was
I'm half a man. What that mean?
I think that's bullshit.
I think she might. I don't know what that means. I think she actually is a woman.
Man, you should understand this full concept that men don't care about fair.
I don't have to care about fair either.
No. Men don't care about fair, or else you wouldn't conquer other people.
Everything in life.
Damn,
what the fuck, yo?
Kevin Samuels getting that bad, huh?
Oh, you getting that bad? You just gonna put the ads in there.
You're of European descent. Looks like you're from. Your people are from the Caucasus Mountains. European descent. So, huh?
The Caucasus
I am very
Mountains.
white, yes.
That's fine. And some of them, and there's a lot, and between a lot of warring tribes, Germania, the Franks. If we cared about fairness, we would just let everybody stay on their land. Vikings wouldn't have raided and pillaged. England would have stayed on its island. Scotland would have been all right. Ireland would have been all right. Matter of fact, Hong Kong wouldn't have been a British protectorate for how many years? Oh, until the last, 30 or 40? Men don't care about fair. We conquer. It's winners and losers. Right? You're half a man.
I didn't know that only men were a part of conquering.
Well, name me some great female warriors that have dominated the planet.
Well, I mean, I'm learning new education here, which is only men conquer.
No.
I mean, that's what you're telling me, right?
No, well, see, what I'm not going to do, I'm not going to switch that. I'm asking about fairness. And I said about fairness. Why is fairness so important? You said because you're half a man.
Because if you expect something of me, I should be allowed to expect the same of you. And if you can't offer me that, you don't deserve to be in my life.
But that has nothing to do with fairness.
It has everything to do with fairness.
No, fairness means you get an opportunity. Fairness doesn't mean you get an outcome.
Oh my God.
You get an interview, you're not guaranteed a job.
No, you're not. But I work very, very hard to ensure that I keep it.
Well, if that's the case, you should. If that's the case,
right?
If that's the case, then if that's the case, you should be able to secure the things you want. So you should have no problem.
Obviously not. Not when men are out here believing like you don't have to be fair.
Well, those two things can't exist in the same place.
Women haven't even been part of human history. It's just men, and all we care about is conquering.
Well, no. You just said you work very hard, so you should get the outcomes. See, if hard work was all that required, then we would almost be guaranteed. Hard work gets you a ticket to the dance. It doesn't guarantee you the top spot. How many? Who lost the Super Bowl, guys?
The Kansas City Chiefs.
Can you say they worked hard this year?
Very hard.
Number 2. Men don't worry about fairness. We worry about winning. And to the victor goes the spoils. Just like, you know what? How many times you've gotten to a club into VIP for free when some ugly chicks had to pay full price?
It's a fact.
Oh my
In
God.
the new economy,
Kev,
average
Yo, what the hell,
become
Kev?
millionaires faster and easier.
Is that my fault?
No. I've asked how many times it happened before you go down that path.
I mean, plenty of times in Miami.
Exactly, but that's not fair, is it?
Well, please don't forget I'm not from here.
But that's
so
not the point, ma'am. That's not fair, is it?
I also don't care about those things.
But so you only care about fairness when it doesn't benefit you.
I just don't go to clubs that often.
But that's not the point. I asked you, how many times you've gone to a club where you got in free with ugly chicks or less attractive chicks had to pay? And you know that's happened. You didn't say, excuse me, sir, even though I'm attractive, I demand that you charge me full price. That's fair, right?
Okay, so because I
what's your
go
response?
to places and
Is
get
that fair?
that means that I should
Is that fair? Before we go there, I'll answer your question if you at least answer mine. Is that fair?
Life isn't fair.
Well, if that's the case.
That's what he said. That's what he's saying, huh?
You proving this point and you don't even know it. Now, you know how she tried to dismiss it mad quick, though. Like his club example that he used. Mm-hmm. She tried to dismiss that shit mad quick. Okay, life isn't fair. Yeah. And, we're back to the main point now. Yeah. We're back to the main point.
Case you accepted in the sexual marketplace, too.
It doesn't mean I have to accept other people's bullshit.
No. Well, see, the thing is, ma'am, see, what you've proven, like many feminists and many women, you're okay with the double standards that benefit you. But the ones you don't like, you just throw at the wind, use sign language, shame, insults, guilt, and the need to be right to deflect and dismiss guys who are normally intimidated by this thing. I'm not. I'm just challenging your position. You're okay with it not being fair when it benefits you.
You're oversimplifying a very complex situation.
No, it's not really complex. There are no such thing as loyal. The concept of a loyal.
Oh, now it's complicated. Oh, now it's complicated, Shuddy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see what she
Highly effective competitive alpha is a female notion.
And have to continue to compete with other pretty girls because men are too simple to stick with one.
Well, how about this? The kind of men you're talking about are simple enough to make the light you live in, the air conditioning, all the stuff that you... Hold on.
So men are simple because they have options. Or try to have options.
Is that what she's saying?
That's what I heard. Mm-hmm. We can go back. I don't know.
That's all good.
I don't want to hear this bitch.
Highly effective competitive alpha is a female notion.
And have to continue to compete with other pretty girls because men are too simple to stick with one.
Well, how about this? The kind of men you're talking about are simple enough to make the light you live in, the air conditioning, all the stuff that you... Hold on, excuse me, ma'am. The simple men built the world that you use.
I built my own world. So
no, ma'am, you used the world we built. No, ma'am, you used the world men built. Name me 5 great female inventors. I'll give you what? Madam Curie.
I can't believe you. So you're telling me that men and...
No, ma'am, I just asked you a question. And you just... No, you go... See, you're answering questions with questions.
She might have to pull a race card. What about black people? What did they invent?
She want to be like... Shut up, nigga!
Yeah, she might want a bullet, but we invented the street lights, stuff like that.
Careful.
Name me 5 great female inventors or builders. Madam Curie.
5 inventors or builders? That's a really great question. That really is. Yeah, I was gonna. Well, also I don't remember the lady's name, but there's a bunch of buildings in Miami.
Go on and do it. Go on and do it. Go. She's afraid. Go on and do it. Go on and get on in there, baby girl. You got it.
Miami was established by a woman.
Congratulations. But the land was established by, but this country was first landed by who? Men or women?
Men.
Exactly.
I agree with you.
And see, the thing is, I've done this show about survival, and you can go back to Bear Grylls Island number 2. Man,
I never thought of it that way, but we did build all this shit on this planet as men and shit.
Not us, but the other ones. The other men.
Yo, pat yourself on the back, bro. We did this, bro.
I don't think the black brothers and maybe actually we did.
Nah.
We did build it, but we didn't lay off the groundwork to build it.
Nah, you know what happened is that black dudes, they invented it and it was stolen from them and somebody else got credit. Okay. That's what happened. Okay. That's what really happened.
I mean, there's a lot of stories like that where the black dudes do be coming up with the idea and then people be funding it. Yep. The white people will fund it. So
it also happened to Tesla. We all know who Tesla is because of Thomas Edison. Thomas Edison basically snatched Tesla's invention. Uh-huh. Even though Edison wasn't really an inventor, he was a businessman.
Yeah, they just, Shark Tank nigga.
You can only be a feminist in a first world country.
Our first shoe was simple, it was beautiful, it was, as we say, the right
amount of
something.
There's a hierarchy of needs, you are correct. We
don't need you.
College.
And we don't need you. You need us.
Great, I don't need you either.
I know, we don't need you for survival. You need us for survival.
Okay, so
what I'm trying to get you to understand, ma'am, is you have a right to your opinions.
Obviously, I don't have a right to anything.
Well, no, you have a right to believe what you want, but the thing is, you're not allowed to the outcome. You're allowed to have an opinion, just like men are allowed to have an opinion. And you don't have to compete or deal in a situation that you deem is unfair, but you can't complain about the rules that are already set. You like the rules that benefit you, getting into the club for free, but you don't like the rules that benefit men. High value men have the leverage.
Correct you, because I'm 31 years old and I'm getting a little fed up of these men kind of attacking me. I do not go to clubs anymore. So please stop with your double standard bullshit.
Like, now a little true feminist is coming out. I don't do that. You're patronizing me.
I feel attacked, and I'm gonna call the police.
I work in a man's world, and if anything, I've had to work 5 times as hard in this world as a man to get where I am. So
well, look at hold on now. Since you want to tell me you've had to, you're 31 years old and had to work in a man's world. That's a privilege. You don't. Here's the thing, man. You say the problems with men. The only one that's complaining about the double standard harshly is you.
Yes,
it benefits you too.
All the benefits.
Okay, well, here's the thing, ma'am. If you don't like, okay, ma'am, you're a competent woman, correct?
Okay, so I should quit my job and never.
No, you should build Amazonia, and make it the female utopia that benefits women.
I probably should after listening.
Well, then go ahead.
I agree with you.
Then you'd have to actually build something. You'd have to put your mouth where you'd have to put your brawn where your mouth is.
I don't understand what you're saying again.
I'm saying that you came at me with the same line. I've had to put up at 31 years old and deal with men's bullshit. You're living in a first world country. You're in Miami, one of the most posh places on the planet, complaining about double standards that you participate in. The nerve.
I corrected you that I don't go to clubs, so you're done.
Okay, ma'am, I just gave an example. You've been to clubs. I didn't say you continue to go. That's not the point now, is it? But see, that's another way of you trying to get me online and then correcting me because I'm a dumb man. I get the point.
No, you're very rude and very aggressive.
No, I'm very direct. And when you were doing this to the men, you had no problem showing your dick. I'm just acknowledging your balls. Because you're a tough woman.
Why? Why should I be?
Because I'm just giving what you give. I'm reflecting.
She get mad.
Well, she's been mad. She's been mad since it started.
When I heard her curse at him, she's like, "I'm fucking tired of da da da." I'm like, "Okay, she's mad. She's
That's
upset."
like say it one more time again, pal.
I'm gonna have a name for you. I've been holding on to.
Like what you give to people. But see, the thing is, you're okay giving this to people.
Okay.
I'm just challenging what you think.
These were my opinions when I came in here. I'm the one that presented these opinions.
I just listened to you for 2 nights say these things, and I'm just talking to you one-on-one. And you're not backing down. I'm just challenging what you say, man.
To a bunch of weak ass men tell me that I'm not attractive and I'm not this and I'm not that because I am not going to back down and listen to somebody.
Okay, are you saying the men in the room with you are a bunch of weak ass men?
If you think that I should have to accept less than
no, ma'am, I don't think you should have to do anything you don't want to. You're a free person. But I'm trying to understand, who are the weak ass men you're referring to?
The Amazonia, because
who are the weak ass men you're referring to?
Everything in life is a negotiation. When you cross the street,
you see her argument methods though.
Who are the weak ass men you're referring to?
She keep holding on to certain things. She keep reacting to him instead of actually listening to what his main points are.
I mean, I feel like a lot of people do that. It's just like talking points. It's kind of like talking points. All right, you said that.
Like I'm saying, let's say I make a good point about you getting some money, right? Yo, Dre, man, if you stop acting like a bitch and you start getting this money and you save and a lot of people gonna get stuck on the bitch word. Yo, real talk, bro, I ain't no bitch. Like maybe you's a bitch because you got that little ugly ass sweater on or something or whatever, and it becomes something else. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Just say, do I need
didn't hear you because you are talking over me. So could you repeat it? A bunch of weak ass men doing what?
Yes. When somebody sits here and tells me I need to accept an unfair situation, that if we applied it to anything else in life other than men and women, wouldn't be accepted by everybody in this room. But you're going to tell me that, I'm going to tell you that's bullshit. And that's not fair.
Okay, can I give a response?
There's a million issues in our culture and society today that people are fighting for fairness. But yet I'm sitting here saying, hey, I'm allowed to expect it too, and I'm going to be attacked and told.
Okay, can I respond now?
Different.
Okay, no, let me tell you something. First of all, men don't worry about fair. The sexual marketplace is not fair. All is fair in love and war. It's not fair. There are guys that's out there that you wouldn't give the time of day who could have a heart of gold because they don't get your mark. Oh, no, ma'am, I let you speak.
You don't know that.
No, I know that you don't give every man a chance is what I do know.
You don't. Well, actually, you don't know that at all.
Okay, you give. Okay, you say.
Let's be realistic. She her, you know what I'm saying? She kind of got like a little TV show. She look like she not that bad in shape. You know what I'm saying? She not just taking any average Joe walking down the street.
Alright, so if I came up to her, let's say I had snot up on the sweater, my face, my hair messed up.
Probably even dressed like that, like in sweats.
Yeah, maybe even dressed like
she
this.
Probably like, nah.
Like, yo, is it okay if I take you out to dinner?
Probably not. I like niggas in suits. You know what I'm saying?
So I'm saying it's like, and it's like I heard this recently, right?
And there's nothing wrong with that, because that's just people in general.
No, you like what you like, right? But let's just call it what it is. I seen something recently, right? It was about, I guess it was kind of old, but it was about like trans dating or something like that, and how some trans people felt like if you didn't give trans people a chance, you were transphobic.
Oh yeah,
that's ridiculous.
Oh yeah,
that's ridiculous.
Oh yeah.
So if we put that to every other person in the dating world, right? Let's say, I'm just using you as an example. Let's say, give me a famous woman, any famous woman.
Beyonce.
Let's say, all right, Beyonce's married, right? And I say, yo, Beyonce, let me holler at you. Let me get your number. Let me take you out to dinner. And she say no. I'll be like, oh, so you don't like Hispanic dudes? Yeah. That's why you don't want to go to dinner. Yeah. Like, do you see how crazy that sounds? Yeah. You know what I mean?
It's like, no, she just don't want to.
I'm saying.
You are the one female on the planet that will give every man who wanted you a shot.
No, I'm not.
Okay, then I can assume that was correct. Let's move on. Let's not get lost in okay, that's a deflection. Let's not get lost in that. And you're talking about unfairness. Where in the world...
He was kind of biased with that, though, because I feel like no person would give everybody a shot. I don't think there's...
No, but that's his point. He's saying, like, not every situation is fair, because he's saying if it was fair, then every dude that took his shot at you would have a chance, right? Yeah. If everything's fair... Like, maybe they can actually be like a good, genuine person, and she don't see that because of their attractiveness or their presentation or how they came up to her, or whatever other else that she kind of comes to a conclusion to. That, I think that's his point.
But it's a point that it's like undeniable. It's like, if you're a heterosexual man, would you go on dates with trans women? Most people would say no. like that's not something that's disputable. You can't classify yourself as heterosexual and then go on to say that you would date trans women.
Right. But I'm saying that's the point that he's coming to.
But that's a bad point, because it's like a point
not really, because what he's saying is that. Man, what was the main thing that he was talking about again? Oh, fairness, right? Right. So he's just speaking in general terms of fairness, right? About what's fair and what's not fair, right? So if it's fair, then every good guy would have a chance at a pretty girl. Every guy that treats women good and appreciated and blah 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 would have a chance with a pretty girl. That doesn't happen.
Yeah. I mean, life ain't fair, but I think obviously she understands. I'm pretty sure she understands life ain't fair to a point, but she probably like, I'm partial sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm partial most of the time.
She won't, but she's not admitting that. Yeah. That's the thing.
World, is it fair like you need it to be?
Cause she probably fairer than most girls.
Here in America?
No, ma'am. I asked you, where in the world is it fair? Like, I'm not complaining about it. I deal with it.
Well, did she just get racist?
She said in America.
She said, "Is it fair for you in America?" Shots.
Oh, that's what she said.
Let's not get lost in okay, that's a deflection. Let's not get lost in that. And you're talking about unfairness. Where in the world is it fair like you need it to be?
Is it fair for you here in America?
No, ma'am. I asked you, where in the world is it fair? Like, I'm not complaining about it. I deal with
that racist?
I deal with the unfairness and
I mean, I think it was just calling it what it is. She's like she knows it's not fair for him. So she's just saying something that's kind of like him, not debatable.
I mean, he's not really debating
I'm a man,
fairness.
and I can deal with it.
Per se.
And I'm asking you, where is this place? Where's this ideal place? Where's the ideal model?
Because he's saying life not fair.
Exactly.
He's talking about. He basically saying like fairness. He basically saying you should accept unfairness because the world is unfair, right? And you should just try to maneuver within the unfair world. but he's also saying he's not complaining about it. He's only debating with her about it because she's complaining about it.
Okay.
3 women here sitting here never wanting to go on a date again.
Well, no. How about not wanting to go on a date? What's happened in this world more than anything else is mankind has learned how to get along with each other since recorded history. But along and around the 60s, when the National Organization for Women, the ERA, not Phyllis Schlafly, she was on our side. When all this stuff came in, feminism, second wave, feminism, I'm a feminist. I believe in feminism. Feminism is about choice.
So you really
Excuse
are.
me, ma'am. Feminism in its true form is about choice.
Yeah, we don't have it.
I didn't even think she was. I thought these girls was mutes. I didn't think they was gonna say that. She's heard that. That's when her little feminist button went off.
I'm out of here. I have a problem with this.
Choice right now with what's
No,
going
you
on.
have a choice. She just exercised one right now. It got too hot. She left. See, it's about choice. If a woman wanted to be a housewife, she could do it. If she wanted to be a business person, she could do it. See, the choice was about all black people
With the
wanted
Miami
was choice.
Miami shit's
Freedom.
like
To have an equal
we're
shot.
about to get
not
millions
equal
of
outcome.
views.
Men accept these things. You don't hear men complaining about fair. If Donovan and I were playing a game of football or video game, if he was kicking my fucking ass, I would be a punk to sit up and say, it's not fair, my controller's not working, the game is rigged, that's not fair, you're better, I would have to just take my
That happens every day in all these 2K games and Madden games. By the way,
ass whooping, take my L's and get better. That's what men
Well,
do.
that you guys choose to be this way, and we don't want to choose to be that way. We want to be different. We don't want somebody that's going to cheat. We don't want anybody we want someone that's going to be faithful. Why do we have to settle for these types of things that you're saying?
Well, first of all,
I think that happens because the type of man they require is a man that has options. Now, if they went with somebody that was lower quality, that probably don't see a lot of stuff, he gonna probably rock with you hard, but she don't want him. Remember that girl from the shit that was like, your dick was shat. Your dick was shat.
oh,
that's you could have a faithful, a brother like him, where he look like he really into you, but y'all don't want him.
That girl's too honest, but but honesty's honesty, right? But damn, what was they just talking about again? The last point.
I think the last point they was talking about. She was saying why can't I have a faithful man?
Oh yeah, all right. So devil's advocate, right? What if all the attractive, high quality men with money and all that cheated once or twice a year, but all the ugly, broke money, broke men with nothing were faithful? What are you choosing, women?
That's not on the comment.
you don't have to.
I want to know the answer to that one.
Do anything you don't want to. But what also does not have to happen is men don't have to be counter to their nature to make you happy.
And that's okay. So what's the issue?
The issue is that men are not the ones complaining about the state of relationships and dating as much as women are. Women wanted freedom of choice. Women wanted to be able to have sex with who they wanted to, marry who they want to, love who they want to, work where they want to, not work where they want to, go every place that men could go. You are the most free, most liberated group of women that ever existed on the human history, and yet you're the most unhappy. 1 in 4 out of you on some sort of psych meds. Women are, the marital rate is dropping with modern women. What else do you want men to do? We've civilized the world in general. We don't even have wars. You can do whatever you want to. And you're still not happy with the world that men built, telling us that we're not good enough because we don't move like women. We're not going to.
I just feel like you guys don't put in effort. I feel like the most of you
Are you serious?
I do feel like you're serious.
That I don't put in effort?
I mean, the way that you're talking, it doesn't seem like it.
No, but she's right in a sense, because just what you guys were saying, most guys today, that's 80% of guys that
you guys are used to it, so you guys just don't even put the effort.
There's more guys.
Hold on, used to what?
To not putting in effort. You guys are so used to women just falling at your lap.
So I was born this way.
It's because the 23-year-olds matter. And
But you know what? But the guys, let's not get lost in this because...
See, now things are starting to be revealed a little bit more. Now all your personal issues in dating are starting to come to the bubble, to the cooker, because now it's in 23-year-olds and you guys don't put in effort, and you guys don't put in effort to sex. You're like, wait, what are you talking about? Like, oh no, I was talking about my ex-boyfriend Jerry. That's really what it is for real. Is that most people, right? If you think about it, just relationships, probably 95% of relationships probably fail in total. Think about how much people you date up until the person you potentially marry, and then maybe you divorce them and then you get married again. Yeah. Right? So most people aren't great at relationships, right? Yeah. And like, how often do you see high school sweetheart, married, happily ever after, no problems ever? Oh, well, no cheating problems or anything like that ever.
It's probably like 1 in 30.
Maybe. Yeah. Maybe. Yeah. But I think too often, bro, I'm not even gonna say all women. I'm not even gonna say most. I'm gonna say some. Right? Even though I could say most, but I'll just say some for now. They bring their previous baggage of what happened in their previous situation into their new situation. It was like I'm gonna be like, if a girl start asking to check my phone and ask where I'm at, and always starting an argument about dumb shit before I even cuff you, you're never being cuffed. Like, to me, there's just certain things I'm just like, yeah, that's not going. Like, the whole cuffing thing with this particular girl is never gonna happen, right? And I think honestly, men, we need to pay more attention to these things, because a lot of these shorties, you know, I'm gonna say some of these shorties. I'll go back to some because y'all like to force it.
Yeah, we ain't gonna generalize everybody.
Right, I'm not gonna generalize everybody. I'm just gonna say that a lot of women in certain situations, like, they bring their baggage, and then it's almost like, a lot of times it's like, sometimes women feel like it's our duty to make them happy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
And it's really up to you to make yourself happy.
Yeah, you gotta create your own happiness in your own situation.
And then the whole effort thing, that was like weird. Like, that felt very personal to her. I don't know if they're dating. I don't even know. That sounded like,
it might look like they might be dating.
Because that sounded very like,
or maybe she knows people that.
Yeah, because that sounded very personal.
When they can get into VIP by just being the hottest woman in the club, that's okay.
Why is that your only argument?
Yeah, and
because it's the one that everybody understands. Because it's the one that everyone understands. And I could use more. Trust me, I'm a smart guy. I can give you more. But the point of the matter is, it's the one we understand, and the double standard benefits you, you're okay with. What effort are women putting in today? Women still want men to move in a traditional way, but yet you're not traditional women.
With Fundrise, same kind of real estate investments.
You put that commercial in there perfectly.
Crickets button?
I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say.
Men to act in a traditional way.
Yes, you want men to be traditional. I mean, most women. Okay, I run a show that has anywhere from 15 to 20,000 people watching every night. And women around the world consistently say they want a man that's earning in the high 5, low 6 figures. They want to have 2 to 3 kids and be married. Most women want the top 10% of men. You can go watch my channel and see this bared out. Black, white, Asian, Hispanic, Middle Eastern, and other, across the board. All these women are given an option. Do you want to have to work to pay significant bills after you're pregnant? The answer comes back overwhelmingly no. Meaning they want to be traditional stay-at-home housewives. They were raised that way.
She on board.
Cultured that way. They're not even built to be that way. But yet,
what's that?
Ask them, could you date an average guy earning $50,000? Even women coming straight out of college turn their nose up. Men accept this. Excuse me, man. Men accept it. Can I finish my example?
Today you said he's making $80,000 and that wasn't enough.
Okay, so men accept this. Men accept the fact that college men accept the fact that they're in school right now with women their own age. That 80 years ago they could have married and had a family early on. Now they're looking at these same women, and these same women would not even look at these guys unless they're making 6 figures. Men have accepted the unfairness in the marketplace. It's not fair for men. 18 to 30, men used to could get married. Now you can't even really consider getting married till you're 35 plus because you have to have resources. That's the new marketplace. The thing is, but let me finish. Let me say this and I'll turn it over. Men have accepted that and adjusted. The difference is the women are not bringing in. Women in mass are bringing this. Ask them what you want, you get War and Peace. Ask you what you bring to the table, you can't write it on the back of a stamp. You get access to my body, which is not virgin, which is not even low miles, which you've given to somebody before. And in some cases,
she's like, what does that mean?
You're not even really feminine like women used to be.
High mileage. High mileage, and it's not no virgin? Oh, God. You already lost 2 points, shorty.
You don't even have the domestic skills, the home skills. So is it I would submit today that modern women are asking for an unfair deal from modern men.
So we should go back to 1950 and make it more fair?
Well, I tell you what. What's happening is the men have accepted this and they're deciding to, I am even not going to play this game because I cannot earn what these guys around you are earning. And they're just opting to walk away. And the men who are earning that have an overwhelming amount of options. They have a plethora of options. Men in the top 10%, top 5%, I'm 51 years old, and I can pick whatever I want. Because women all want the same kind of man. And if you have options, just like you're not going to do what? Settle. Men didn't make the marketplace this way, ladies. You fought for it to be this way. This is freedom. Freedom comes with responsibility.
Clearly not for men.
No. See, when men were paying the bill, when we had the old system, men were expected to fight the wars, dig the ditches, build the buildings, pay
There she go. Back to her personal shit.
all the bills, and when a divorce or something happened, men had to pay. Now women fought for equality, so you get upset when you deal with 50-50 mindset men.
No, I mean, I'd rather be an independent rich woman and be single than to be stuck with a man who doesn't give a shit about me.
And I would rather pay more than half of the bills.
Absolutely, exactly.
Okay, first off, you said you'd rather be in it, and if that's what you choose to be, great.
You saying Cap?
That's the choice.
And I know what
You can do that.
Exactly.
But the thing is, but the funny thing is, you would think that
she lying talking about she rather pay more than the bills. Ain't no woman gonna respect no man that's paying more than the bills. She'll be like, hey, did you can you run my bath water? I'm getting in the shower. Can you turn it on? Make sure it's hot.
Youngie, right? Let's do a test for the fellas and the ladies, right? Fellas, go on a date, quarantine little date with a shorty, right? That bill come, just be like, well, since we're in the 50-50 world right now, how about you grab this one, I grab the next one.
There's gonna be no next one.
Oh, why not?
It's not a problem right there.
How about, all right, let's say the first date, randomly I'm gonna select Cheesecake Factory. All right, girl, I'm a little low this week. Can you get it? And then I'll pay next week when we go to McDonald's.
Oh, that's not flying. Even I think.
Why not?
Even if I think you went on a date with a shorty and you paid for the food and was like, hey, since I paid for the food, maybe you could pay for the tip. You'd be like, what? You pay for the tip?
All right. I'll give you another one that wouldn't be deemed acceptable, right? Let's say dude pay for the date, pay for the dessert. They go watch a movie. And he goes, let's say he probably spent $150, $200 that day, right? And he goes, well, we seem to have had a good time. There's chemistry. You made her laugh. Yeah. Maybe you even kissed. Is it okay if I bring you back to my spot to close the deal? Yeah. Have sexual intercourse? Is that wrong for him to ask?
There's even some shorties. I remember I went on a date one time, and I didn't have
girls date you.
I know, right? It's so unbelievable. But what's it called? I remember I went on a date, and the girl was like, "You don't have a car?" I'm like, "Nah." She's like, "So this is a long time ago, people." And she was like,
"No,
how are we going on a date if I'm picking you up?"
She was gonna pick you up?
I think I was meeting her there or something. I don't know, some weird shit. I think I was meeting her there. And she's like, if I'm meeting you there, how's that a date? And I was like, well, I pay for the movies and the dinner and stuff. She's like, And then she got there and she was like, that's why I don't date guys with no cars and stuff. And you know, I feel like most shorties don't want to date brothers that don't got like even if you not bringing them, if you're not even bringing them to the date where they got to meet you, you take the train there, they take the train there. Some girls ain't gonna do that.
You know what? You ever been on a date before and then realized like immediately this wasn't gonna work out? Mm-hmm. Like immediately? Just
crazy demands. Like, what do you do? Blah blah blah. Or you say something that you do and they start degrading it. Like, you make music and stuff. Like that? You just rap a little bit. Like rap it out.
I'm trying to think. I know I had some. Like I forgot what the girl did, but like she did something I didn't like, right? Mm-hmm. And oh, that's what it was, right? So went to the movies. And it was wintertime and shit at the time. Well, still wintertime now, but we went on a date, and then I still had like my shit on and stuff, right? Mm-hmm. And what's it called? I'm taking my jacket off first, and she's looking at me like she's like, "You're not gonna take your hat off?" Mm-hmm.
Oh, you inside or something?
Yeah, but I'm taking my shit off first, right? Mm-hmm. And she like rolled her eyes, and I'm just like. Yeah. No, I'm saying I was gonna take it off, but I was taking my jacket off. Mm-hmm. But it was just her tone was like I was on some like
on the real shit.
Like I felt like she was making me seem like I was, and she was a black girl, right? Mm-hmm. She was making me seem like I was like ghetto or some shit like that. That's what she made me feel like I was being ghetto or something, right? Mm-hmm. And then I remember I had some. It was like some nachos or something. She said something about the nachos too. Mm-hmm. She's like, I can't believe you're gonna eat those or something. And I'm just kind of like, I don't know. That shit turned me off super fast. Like I'm just like,
it's bad. Like
it was the hat thing, and then it was the nachos, and I'm just like,
critical, just mad critical everything.
Like, I'm not gonna fuck with this bitch.
Was she old?
Yeah, yeah, she was older too.
And especially in my community, strong, independent, and so forth. The amount of women who are
clearly right,
independent, and miserable is amazing. Halle Berry, once the most beautiful woman on the face of the planet, 3 times in a row, is complaining about child support.
Our first shoe was simple. It was beautiful. It was, as we say, the right amount of
nobody want to pay child support. Being real though.
She's rich. She's beautiful.
Oh, spousal support. That's what she's paying too.
How about this? There used to be a time where men and women actually did not war with one another. We didn't have these contentious things. We accepted that men were men, women were women. We acknowledged each other's differences. We respected those things and let the world work. In the last 70 years, we've decided, let's rejigger everything that's not working.
And you could rape your wife, and she didn't have any rights, and you could beat her.
Now, what's going on, guys, is this is the sign language that goes on again. This is when they go to the horror stories. In the black community, we call this the color purpling of black America. Ms. Seeley, these things could happen, sure, but they did not happen in mass. You did not go to suburbia and see women's eyes hanging out of their socket.
I highly disagree with you. Okay. I mean, raping your wife was such a huge deal. It didn't even get...
I said eyes hanging out of your socket. You talking about...
Let's just say this, right? Most people aren't rape victims. Some are. You know what I'm saying? Like I just hate when people kind of just
do you think,
No, I just hate when people generalize so hard like that because yes, there was select number of cases that happened, right? Mm-hmm. But stop making it seem like it's the majority. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like obviously things happen, but it's like I don't know. I haven't done my full research on it, right? Mm-hmm. But I'm gonna assume that most men didn't rape their wives in that era. I'm gonna assume that much. Mm-hmm. So yes, was there a number of cases that happened? Mm-hmm. Obviously, yes. Mm-hmm. But for the majority, that wasn't the case. So it's kind of like you're kind of just throwing that in there because you're trying to go against his argument instead of, just accepting what he's saying and then maybe countering points instead of reacting to different examples he's using. Yeah. That's my point.
I'm not going to use that word because I'm on somebody's platform. Can we not use that word though?
Because
Can we not use that? Can we not use that word? It's YouTube sensitive.
I'm sorry. What word?
The R word.
R spelled backwards.
It dings the platform.
Okay.
I'm not rejecting the concept.
But
Yes, ma'am, it happened.
Right.
But ma'am, what you're trying.
I think that world was better for me.
Okay, well then, if the world is better for you, then accept the things that come along with a better world.
I just think that everything you guys are presenting are opinions and they're not facts.
Well, actually, there are more facts than you want to deal with, because all I deal with based on facts.
There are things that you guys want to say are facts.
Okay,
There are
ma'am.
Statistics that show me this.
Here we go.
Where
Okay, ma'am. My show, all I deal with facts and statistics.
women that are happy in their environment, knowing they're being cheated on, knowing these things are happening to them, and you find them for me.
How many women we have
Excuse me,
on?
hold on. Let me ask the question again. Ask the question again.
You go find these women that are being happy, being cheated on. They're
There's
happy,
no way.
and
Never said
Hold
that.
on. Hold on. Excuse me. I can go. I'll let you know. I can go out to where I used to live in Dallas in Highland Park. I knew at least 6 of them. 6 of them. Because they were. Excuse me, ma'am.
that have been.
Excuse me, ma'am. Excuse me. If you let me explain to you, I will.
You're not letting me finish my thought, and then you're
You asked the question. You asked the question. Go find these women, and I'm going to tell you where I found them.
over. My
Okay.
thought was over. I said in successful marriages.
Okay. In
Where-
successful marriages.
10 years later.
And they're still married. Still married. Still married. There was a soccer. The soccer mom. Okay. Okay. Do you want to hear or not?
Well, I mean, I just don't. I would.
And you see, I could give you the example, and you still won't accept it, because there are some women who accept the fact that, you know what, if I want to have a man that's making $500,000 a year, that kind of living, he's not going to be able to go to the PTA meetings. He's going to have to work his butt off and maybe travel a lot. And guess what? They have an arrangement. But guess what? As long as you don't bring in home any outside babies, no diseases that don't embarrass me in public, we're good. Guess what?
The man makes a valid point. Because if you expected me to be, again, high value man, 6 figures, right? You also have to accept the fact that I'm not going to be home a lot. There's going to be times maybe I'm not home for any certain number of months, maybe even a year. Who knows? Who knows what it could be, right?
Yeah.
And shit, like, man has his needs during that time. Maybe you have your needs too. Who knows? But that's also a reality of deciding that this is what's best for my marriage, is that, you know what, he needs his time to, you know, what do you call it, alleviate himself with women or whatever. I don't even know how to properly say it, but it's like just be with other girls to kind of satisfy his own needs. But everything is being taken care of. Now, I'm not saying that everybody has to abide by those arrangements, but it's also the reality sometimes of dating men with that type of money and just being able to compromise and come to some sort of accord where he's happy and you're happy over here.
Yeah.
And and at the end he said, no babies, no diseases, don't embarrass me.
Yeah.
Under those arrangements, I think that's a fair thing. But that play.
Guess what? She can also do what she wants to do as well. And they have an understanding, because when the marital rate in this country, the divorce rate in this country is over 51%. But when you cross a net income of $250,000, it drops to 20%. Because people with more money got more reasons to stay together. And they find a way to do it all the time.
Spring is here.
That's a fact. Don't fuck up the money is what they call it.
I respect your opinion, because
That's
at
a
least
fact.
it's fair. At
That's
least
a
you
fact.
people get to have part of a deal instead of just men get to cheat and women are going to sit at home and deal with it.
What I just gave you was a fact that anybody can look at.
Well, but again, I'm more okay with what you're saying. You're telling me it's going both ways, not just one.
Well, I'm telling you, it always has gone both ways. But the way you guys are set up is it's always women are the victims. And that's that feminism crap. I don't think women are victims. I think women can pick and choose. I think there are plenty of women like Melania Trump that choose to be married to a guy like Donald Trump and knew exactly what she was getting, was perfectly fine with being where she is. That's a choice.
I don't think I've ever sat
She's
here and
the
claimed
worst.
to be a victim.
Yeah, she is the worst. I mean, she's probably the best example because I'm not a Trump fan, but like, she's the worst example to bring into that because it's like, she's not.
She had the freedom to choose, and she chose.
She did.
So you gonna negate her choice?
Absolutely, she wasn't an American. She made her choices based on.
Oh, listen to that, gentlemen. Fairness. See, this is what it is. This is selective feminism. It's feminism only when it goes with what I think. Thank you for proving my point.
I would like to make a point, actually. So if we brought up that plenty of Colombian women run game on white guys in Miami for citizenship, we would act like they're victims.
No, I wouldn't.
Poor guys.
I wouldn't.
Melania.
What?
If you running games because you scamming them.
Yeah.
What are you talking about, bro?
Yeah, scamming.
If you running games, it's because you're purposely trying to deceive somebody into getting something you want.
Yeah.
I don't even feel like I should have to explain it. Just play it, man. Like, that's crazy.
Trump does the same thing.
No, I
She
wouldn't.
gets citizenship. She gets some cash. She gets what you are perceiving as
She got a deal.
Just like they would consider themselves victims of a guy if he acted like he was this nice, moral guy to get pussy, and then as soon as he got pussy, he dipped off. They would consider themselves a victim of that guy.
Yeah. That was a running game.
Let me say something, guys.
Boom.
Let me say something to you ladies. What men and women have always done is not worried about the Western notion ideal of marriage. What men and women have traditionally done is sat down and negotiated and hammered out a deal. And that's what they do. You hammer out a deal. Melania Trump got a deal. She is not a prisoner. She could have chosen to leave. This is a free country. If Donald Trump wanted her to stay and she wanted to leave, she could have. She chose to be there.
Yeah, but we're not all like Melania Trump.
That is not a valid argument.
No,
but
I would like.
It's not, because we're not. That's not a valid argument. I'm saying the fact that there are women who make choices that you don't understand, but they're free to make them and happy in those situations.
But again, talking about choices that are going both ways. When
Melania Trump could get it though. What's up? I was talking shit. Go ahead.
what I have been getting annoyed with is there is no sense of fairness, and it's what exactly.
There is no fairness in dating, ma'am. That's what you don't seem to get. There's no fairness in this. All's fair in love and war. This is not fair. It's survival.
I'm glad I know now. I just got a lot of empowerment.
Now that I heard everybody's opinion here, it's like I don't even want to date. Like I'm.
Oh, I do.
I'm gonna be even more exactly.
But understand something, and you can do that. But here's the thing.
Call me a man.
And that's fine. But here's the thing. And the thing. And while you're running game, the game will be played as well. That's fine. And men are okay with that. See, men are okay with the.
Okay with
no, man. Okay with you running the game. Some niggas might try to kill you.
Yeah. But I think the general sense though is that in terms of, you know, knowingly running game in the dating world, like we're more okay with it than women are, for sure. Because if a girl's like, you know, playing around and being here, doing this, not texting you, whatever, we like, okay, let's see what's up.
Versus women, you ain't not texting nothing. They're like, oh, this nigga's on some funny
piece of shit.
Yeah, like they cut you off instantly. The nigga just play along. Like, all right, let me play to get marks.
Ma'am, you ladies set up the rules. We are playing the game that modern women have set up.
Crunch master.
Damn, bro.
Need a little crunch in your day?
Hey.
Crunch, yeah, you do. Take a crunch and drink with the world's crispiest, crunchiest gluten-free snack.
He should have did this with some sisters.
In the deli
like a group of sisters.
So for the women, I don't know if you've heard it, but again, one of the things that's bothered me is that again, it's men can do this, but women can't.
Such as?
Again, the cheating thing. Well, if you're the 1% of men, then you get to do this, and it's because women show, you know, love differently and blah blah blah.
Well, I'll put it to you this way: if you are with a 1% man and you're cheating, you better not get. If you need to know your man.
Neither are we.
Some men, I would say this: I know men in the 1% whose wives have. What do you think the porn where she's sleeping with the pool boy, the postman, came from? Women cheated. The Postman Rings Twice was a very famous movie in the 70s. Ladies, there are some men who understand their wives cheat. There are just rules to it.
But again, I like that you're telling me we're setting a plan up.
Think that's facts? You think niggas be like, all right, you can go.
That used to be a thing I heard too, though, like that a lot of like delivery people was like the real dads in a lot of situations because women would stay home.
But you still think niggas like that remains true? Like niggas, women will still let the delivery guy hit and all that. Yeah.
But that's the thing though, because it might just be whoever the dude is. It might be the dude that she was crying in the front steps, and she just like, dang man, like he really putting me through it. And dude come along, yo shorty, you alright? Yeah. And then maybe he felt like physically what she wants too. You know what I'm saying? And he always just says this right thing, and then it get to that point where the shorty just, you know what I'm saying? Because again, when men cheat, they gonna cheat on some. I mean, I don't recommend it because that shit could get messy and all that, but when men cheat though, they not really cheating because they like the girl. They honestly could think the girl's a horrible person. Yeah. But they might just do it just because this is somebody that wanted to do that. Yeah. Women gonna do it because women gonna cheat. Some of the girls, a lot of women that cheat out here, gonna cheat on you, break up with you, and then date that motherfucker seriously.
For a little bit. But until you find out he can't provide the money, and then that's when
then he can't do what other dude did with the finances. Now I'm gonna cheat back with him, or I'm gonna cheat with somebody else.
Get something safer.
That's not what's been being said
That's
here.
always what it comes down to.
If loves you, he ain't gonna let you know he's cheating.
There is something that comes down, and when there is some man on the planet that you can actually make a deal with that you could accept. Now the point is, can you find it before time runs out? But that's how it always comes down to. There are blanket generalizations that are broadly true for most people. But we're human beings. Everyone has a choice. Some guys cannot tolerate any cheating. Well, then if you need to get your itch scratched and you know what you got on the line, you got to weigh the risk reward. Because if you want to risk it,
aim lower, I guess. Lower your expectations, because if you're dating, above the 1%, then you might get somebody that's not gonna fucking cheat, right?
Well, hold on, and see the notion of this whole aim lower. This is why when women say this, I don't think you realize that people. I don't think a lot of times you ladies understand when you say aim lower, you're in that lower too.
Where's the freaking button?
I don't aim lower. I'm not going to aim lower. I'm just going to stop being such a nice person.
But the fact that here's some realities. Women control access to sex and determine whether or not a life is brought into the world. Men control access to relationships and marriage. So you can aim whatever you want to, but unfortunately, men across the board, low value to high, control access to relationships. That's what we control. So this is what I was saying earlier. Ladies, across the board, you can have your standards, your point of view, but when it comes right down to it, the way you guys were talking is if you had leverage over the kind of men that was in the discussion. You don't. Those men have leverage over the women. You're not competing. You're competing with the women around him.
Everything in life is a negotiation. When you
a lot
cross
of
the
money
street,
on
it's
these
a
days.
negotiation.
Everything that you ladies are saying, I won't tolerate this, such and so forth. There are plenty of other women who be like, shit, okay, fine, what else? Is that it? No problem.
Saying we're not 1% like they?
I'm saying that there are more women wanting them than there are men. There's 1%. That means 99% aren't. And almost 100% of women want the same 1% of men. The Petro principle.
Oh, yeah.
There are more women trying to... Okay, you've all been into a club at some point in your life. There's a regular club and there's VIP. The guys who are in VIP are looked at differently than the guys who are standing online.
That's not fair, Kevin.
Well, what the guys in VIP had to make... See, the thing is, one thing that most women don't seem to realize, and it's very simple.
That is true. So you ain't gonna get no... So you ain't gonna be looking at you in general admission. You skip the line and all the niggas skip the line. He got the bottles. They're not looking at you by default. Look, you got to make them look at you.
Let's say I'm in VIP and you just at the bar. We both try to holler at the same girl.
Yeah, it's different.
Who's she going for?
It's different.
Who's she going for? Let's say we're twins. Matter of fact,
we're just different.
Come on, man.
Women are born with inherent value.
Unless you like an awkward fuck. That's the only really way you would.
So they really can't understand.
We got a bad reputation.
Deal with. Do we have to make
hey, drinks VIP. Come over.
So
oh no, that's the dude with the no.
Drinks over there VIP. Come down.
And we don't sit back and say, well, it's not fair. We just deal with the world as it is. Here's the principle: women can never objectively understand the male journey and struggle. So don't try to explain. In general, they see everything through rose-colored glasses, being born with inherent value. You earn all of your value as a man, and it's your greatest opportunity that you could hope for. Women are born with value, men are not.
Y'all had your struggle. The women are still struggling right now.
I'm gonna say it's way harder to be a woman than a man.
I said value, ma'am. I said value.
Yourself?
No, you went to how hard it is. I said value.
Nobody's feeling sorry for themselves.
I said value. So
you're entitled to something better because your struggle has been harder.
No one. See, men don't think we're entitled to anything. That's why we said don't even. No, what I said was men should not try to explain.
If you weren't entitled, you wouldn't sit here and tell I don't deserve the same.
No, you can knock the sign language off. It doesn't work on me. What I was saying is men should not try to objectively articulate your struggle and journey to be a man because women are born with inherent value. See,
yeah, but she's not listening. It's.
I know, and I'm about to run, but I'm gonna say this for the audience. Thank you for having me on, guys. And these are valuable back and forth because what needs to happen more often than not is women who have these strong beliefs just question their beliefs, question why they believe what they believe, and then if it stands up, it stands up. If it doesn't, okay. But it's not. We're not being fair. We're not being rude.
Every condition is the perfect condition.
Yo, ladies, respect men, bro.
We're not being evil or argumentative. Women are used to one-way discussions, and that time has passed. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, all right, let's get on the phone. Yeah, man, let us know what y'all think about that. Make sure y'all like, make sure y'all share, make sure y'all subscribe, man. We out here.